Hey guys, and welcome to another Animal Crossing video. I'm Crossing Channel, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the data mine for the 1.10 Animal Crossing New Horizons update, which just released. Now, the update itself wasn't the most exciting and didn't really contain a whole ton of new content, especially not major content updates which would really excite players. However, the data mine may be hinting towards some significant content updates coming in the near future. So I wanted to take a look at those in this video, which include fence customization and even a museum expansion. So if you're excited for this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos. So this data mine is coming from a site called DodoCodes.com, and they managed to data mine lots of the new items which were recently added, but they also discovered some very interesting changes behind the scenes in the game's code, which I'm going to be talking about in this video. Now, the absolute most exciting thing that they seem to discover within this update is evidence of a third museum floor, a cafe entrance, and camera settings, which I assume is for the cafe. So, of course, we have heard about these things in the Animal Crossing data mines before, but it's actually been quite a while since we've really had a significant data mine for Animal Crossing New Horizons, what with the developers making it even harder to data mine the game. However, it does seem like there is still good evidence of a museum expansion which would include a cafe and perhaps some kind of museum shop as well. We first heard about this last year, and of course we still haven't seen these updates actually come to the game, but the fact that they're resurfacing within this data mine is really exciting news. It does actually make me think back to the first summer update when we got our first evidence of the Dream Suite being added, and then within the next update it did actually come out. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen here, of course this hasn't been confirmed by Nintendo, but this data mine does give us a very good idea of what we could be seeing in the near future, and lots of data mines for Animal Crossing New Horizons have proved to be very accurate in terms of what we'll be getting. For example, like I mentioned with the Dream Suite, that was something that was data mined before we actually saw it in the game, and stuff like Crazy Red and Bushes and all that were also data mined, so anytime there's a data mine for the game, it's definitely very exciting news. Now, if you're wondering what this third museum floor could be and the cafe entrance, well, I think it's actually going to work pretty similarly to past Animal Crossing games. For example, in Animal Crossing New Leaf, there used to be an upgrade for your museum where you could get a museum shop that was run by Celeste. You could also have your own little exhibits here. Now, this was a really cool little place where you could buy museum-themed items and even silver tools, which were ones that came just before the golden tools. So it was a pretty cool place. It gave Celeste more to do in the game, so maybe this is something she could do in the game. Or it could just be hosted by another character entirely. Who knows? But I definitely think that it's very likely that given what we've seen from the data mines that we will see another museum shop upgrade, which would make a lot of sense since that was a pretty cool new feature to Animal Crossing New Leaf. Who knows if we'll be able to run our own exhibits within it though, that remains to be seen, but I guess we'll have to see what the future updates may entail. Now, as for the cafe, the Roost, of course, I know a lot of people want it to be its own standalone building, but according to data mines, it does seem like it's going to be within the actual museum, which makes sense because I don't think Nintendo wants to add more outdoor buildings to our islands, since they probably realize a lot of us have already decorated our islands to its full length, and I'm not saying that means they shouldn't make a standalone building, because I'd love a standalone building, but I can kind of see the logic that Nintendo may go with. It was also within the museum in previous Animal Crossing games. Within Animal Crossing Wild World and City Folk, the first two games where the Roost actually appeared, it was in the basement of the museum, so perhaps that is an upgrade that we could see for the museum in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Of course, a lot of museums in the real world have their own little cafes, so I definitely think it would make a lot of sense to put the Roost in there. So, of course, this is the absolute most exciting piece of news that we've gotten from data mines in a while. It seems like the evidence to see the Roost and a second upgrade for the museum to give us a shop are still there, which is really great, because these are the kinds of content updates that people have been waiting for and people really want to see. The past few updates have honestly been pretty underwhelming, so if we do get a bigger update this summer or sometime in the future, later this year maybe, I think that will go over really well with players and would encourage a lot of people to get back in the game again. So it's definitely good news that these things still seem to be within the game's code and that they've been data mined recently, because I think there were a lot of worries that perhaps this could have been scrapped content that maybe Nintendo never intended upon adding, but it does seem very likely that this is something they're going to add within the near future, which makes a lot of sense. Why leave this stuff out of the game forever when they could do a really exciting update with it? Now next, I want to talk about another really exciting thing that was discovered within the latest data mine for this update. Now, we all love fences, and the game has a massive variety of different fences that you can craft. I personally think fences are some of the absolute best items in the game. They allow you to decorate your islands even more than you could in previous Animal Crossing games, making your own cool little fenced off areas and gardens for your villagers. Now, one thing that we've always wanted to be done with fences is the ability to customize them, and it seems like thanks to this data mine we may have gotten our first evidence that fence customization could be coming soon. This makes a lot of sense to me. I definitely think this is something they will add. The ability to customize your fences would alone give us a ton of different options for our islands. It would allow for so much more variety. Now, we've actually seen kind of maybe some evidence of this before. It does seem like in the very first trailer for Animal Crossing New Horizons, we saw this white picket fence, which could potentially be evidence of fence customization, but of course, this isn't confirmed. It could have been something maybe Nintendo scrapped, however, and they're going to bring back at some point, which would definitely be really cool. Of course, that image of that white fence is very infamous, and a lot of people still to this day ask, how do I get this fence in the game? And the answer is currently you can't. However, you can get the brown version of this fence, the standard version, so it does seem like something that could perhaps be customized in the future. Of course, this promotional image for Animal Crossing New Horizons also showed a white lattice fence, which is another type of fence that we have in the game. Again, this could have just been maybe the original design of the fence and they just never changed it for this trailer and for the promotional image. But I do think that it's very likely we will see fence customization happen very soon, and some of these options like making a white lattice fence and picket fence will be something that we can do. More customization in Animal Crossing New Horizons is always a good thing because, let's be honest, there are definitely a lot of limitations in how people can decorate, so giving people even more options to decorate their islands is a good thing and something that we definitely need to see in the game. So I'd love for you guys to let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this data mine, and what are you most excited to see come to Animal Crossing New Horizons. For me, of course, I really want to see a museum expansion where we can see a second floor and maybe the Roost as well. That would honestly be absolutely fantastic, but I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Of course, seeing fence customization would also be great, I can't forget about that either. If you made it to the end of the video, also comment Bob's Gang down below so I know that you did. If you want to help support my channel, click the join button down below the video to become a channel member. You can get a whole bunch of cool perks for doing so, and it helps support me too. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on those channel notifications for more Animal Crossing videos. You can check out my links and my merch in the video description, and you can check out 2 more videos on the right side of the screen. Thank you once again for watching, and catch you in the next Animal Crossing video.